welcome back to my YouTube channel. Since we were done with our first lecture, in which we have discussed about some of the basic terms which were vibratory motion, periodic motion, cycle, time period, frequency, displacement, amplitude, and yeah, we have discussed about graph which was sinusoidal graph. But here we will be looking at some more details of sinusoidal graph. Before going to discuss about sinusoidal graph, if you haven't watched my previous video, go and must watch that because we are going to start our this topic with a question. Our first question is like my first question is this question comes in many past papers, so that's why I'm going to ask you. The question is displacement of vibratory motion varies how. जो डिस्प्लेसमेंट होता है ना वाइब्रेटरी मोशन का वो कैसे वेरी करता है. डिस्प्लेसमेंट जो होता है किसका वाइब्रेटरी मोशन का वो वेरी करता है. How it varies. So the answer of this question is the displacement of time vibratory the displacement of vibratory motion varies sinusoidally. मतलब जो डिस्प्लेसमेंट होता है ना वो साइनोसॉइडली वेरी करता है. साइनोसॉइडली वेरी करता है. How it varies sinusoidally, and the equation is x is equal to x naught sine omega t. X is equal to x naught sine omega t. Okay, so we have discussed this in last topic too, and again we are discussing it right now also. So here you can see, as I told you, the displacement of vibratory motion varies sinusoidally. For example, like here, why I have written sine omega t, why not cos omega t? Now this could be a question, why sine omega t, why not cos omega t? Because here, as I made a graph in previous video, but let me draw a graph again here. Perfectly. So here I have drawn a graph. Okay, this is the graph. Now here you can see, as I told you, this is the, we can say, mean point, and here we have the extreme point. And this is what? This is positive extreme point. This is again mean point, then negative extreme point, last mean point. Okay, so this is a basically perfect graph, which is the sinusoidal curve. Here I told you like we'll be moving from what mean point is O to A, which is positive extreme, and then to O, which is again mean, then to B, which is negative extreme, and then again to O. This is basically how one cycle completes. This is, I'm going a little fast because I told this in previous video in much detail. You must go and watch that. Okay, so here you can see from 0 to A, here it is done, and then from A to 0 it again decreases, and then from 0 to B it increases but negatively, and from B to 0 it again decreases. So this is the sinusoidal graph, and now here you can imagine, you can see from here exactly from where I started the sinusoidal graph. I started from mean position where time was equal to 0, where time was equal to 0. So whenever you start a graph where time is equal to 0, then you will apply this equation, x is equal to x naught sine omega t. Sine omega t means I started from mean position. I started from mean position. But I have another graph which I'm going to start from extreme position. Which I'm going to start from where? From extreme position. Now this is the extreme position I'm going to start. Perfect. Here you can see I have started from extreme point up. What happened here? Here you can see this is positive extreme position, and from here I have started, and from here when I have started, so here time is equal to 0 because from where we started their time is 0. Okay, so time is 0 now, then it comes down, and here when it's come down, here you can see this is what mean point, and this is the negative extreme, this is mean point, and this is positive extreme again. And I told you the cycle completes how, जहाँ से साइकिल शुरू किए वहीं खत्म होनी चाहिए. दिस इज हाउ द साइकिल completes. Here you can see if I have started a cycle from positive x extreme point, so I'll complete it to positive extreme point. So this is basically a graph where you can see here in this, according to this graph, the equation will be what? Equation of sinusoidal will be x is equal to x naught cos omega t. Why it is cos? Because here the time was equal to 0, but it was at the extreme position, it was at the extreme position, that's why here we have using cos omega t. Okay, so this is basic concept of x is equal to x omega x naught sin omega t, and x is equal to x naught cos omega t. Now let's we can say discuss this only one we can say formula. Now you know these both formulas are similar. These both formulas are what? These both formulas are similar. One is this, another is x naught cos omega t. But here only the difference is sine and cos, because sine we start at the mean position and cos we start at the extreme position. Okay, so if I can we can say uh, arrange this statement. अगर मैं इस statement को पूरा खोलूं तो here x defined as the displacement. X is what? X is basically displacement. So displacement is equal to x naught is what? X naught is amplitude. And you know what is amplitude? Amplitude is the maximum displacement. Maximum displacement is known as amplitude. And this is what? This is sine omega t. Now sine and cos are according to that graph, but here omega t is what? Omega 2 is phase angle. It is phase angle. Now you might be confused what actually this phase angle is. So wait, let me tell you, phase angle is nothing but it defines the instantaneous displacement. Like this define the, we can say, displacement when we have the maximum, when at the amplitude it define displacement. देखें ये हमारे पास define करता है displacement, either it go from mean to extreme or it go from extreme to mean, but at a फिक्स पॉइंट में उसकी डिस्प्लेसमेंट क्या होगी जब ये फिक्स पॉइंट पे खड़ा है. अब इसकी डिस्प्लेसमेंट मुझे बताओ. सो दैट इज व्हाट? इंस्टेंटेनियस मुझे डिस्प्लेसमेंट बताओ. सो हेयर फेस एंगल इज यूज टू टेल व्हाट? टेल द इंस्टेंटेनियस displacement of at exact point. Okay, exact point. For example, if the example is, yes, x is equal to 4 sine theta, this is what I have an example, and someone asks you if I can say I get the value x which is 4. ठीक है, अगर कोई आपको ये इक्वेशन दे और वो बोले कि मुझे 4 चाहिए, इस पूरी इक्वेशन को आप कैसे भी करके सॉल्व करो, लेकिन आई नीड द 4 एज आंसर. How you will solve this? You will basically use x is equal to 4 here. Now you will put the theta as what? If you put the theta is 90, sine 90, and you know sine 90 is equal to 1. Sine 90 is equal to 1. So sine sine 90 total is 1. So if I can multiply the 4 with 1, the answer will be 4. So here you can see how I got the answer 4. I multiplied with the sine 90. Again, if someone asks you I need here 2, मुझे x2 चाहिए. How you will do it? You will do x is equal to 4 sine. Now if I can put the theta is sine 30, and we know sine 30 is half. Sine 30 is half, and it is 4 2 1 0 2 to the 4, and here we got x is equal to 2. So this is how you adjust the equation according to the putting the theta value. Okay, so this is what theta is, the exact instantaneous displacement. Now, if I can say what is omega, so omega is 2 pi upon t. Omega, the formula of omega is 2 pi upon t. Now, from this formula, you can adjust everything. Now, if you want to find out the t, so t will be 2 pi upon omega. Or if you use simple omega, so omega will be 2 pi into 1 upon t, and 1 upon t here represent as frequency. 1 upon 2 t represent as frequency, so we can write 2 pi f. 2 pi f is known as omega, and which is what? Which is angular frequency. This is what? This is angular frequency. Angular frequency. Okay. So yeah, now last we can say topic. For example, if I told you this is what I'm going to do. Okay. This is I have positive extreme point, and this is negative extreme point, and this is what? This is mean point. Now अगर मैं आपको बोलूं कि सबसे पहले अगर मैं डिस्प्लेसमेंट कर रही हूँ फ्रॉम मीन टू, वी कैन से मीन से सॉरी, अगर मैं यहाँ पर डिस्प्लेसमेंट ले रही हूँ, फॉर एग्जांपल यहाँ पर मैं एक्सट्रीम पॉइंट को एज वो समझ रही हूँ, लाइक हेयर इट स्टार्ट्स, फ्रॉम हेयर इट स्टार्ट्स, तो यहाँ से यहाँ तक का जो हमारे पास डिस्टेंस होगा वो होगा मैक्सिमम डिस्प्लेसमेंट, जो कि है एम्पलीट्यूड. फिर इट विल नॉट स्टॉप हेयर, इट विल गो बाय हेयर. सेकंड, from it will come again to mean position, and then mean to again positive extreme. These are the four turns how this goes. Okay, how this goes from this is a, this is b, and this is 0. Okay, a to 0, and 0 to b, then b to 0, and 0 to a. This is how the time time means one cycle completes. So now here you can see these are only four lines I have drawn from A to 0 and 0 to B, B to 0 and 0 to A. These are four basically amplitude of four maximum distance where the cycle completes. So if I'm going to find out the time, so here will be T by 4. Again here will be T by 4, T by 4, and T by 4. So if I can say अगर मेरे पास time 0 है, which means this is at the maximum position, time 0 है, so it is at the mean position, so t is t by 4. t क्या है मेरे पास? t by 4 है. और अगर मैं बोलूँ कि t by 4 से अब मुझे जाना है कहाँ पर? t by 4 से ये जा रहा है, देखें पहले 0 कहाँ था? ए पर टाइम क्या था? 0 था ना. ए पर टाइम क्या था? 0 था. तो 0 से ए से ये गया 0 की तरफ मीन पोजीशन, तो टी बाय 4 हुआ. अब टी बाय 4 से ये जा रहा है एक्सट्रीम पोजीशन पर, तो ये क्या होगा? ये होगा टी इज इक्वल टू 2t/4. 2t/4, और अगर हम इसको सॉल्व करें 2 1 से 2 to the 4, तो इट इज हाफ t/2. t/4 and then t/2. फिर ये क्या जा रहा है? फिर ये मैक्सिमम नेगेटिव एक्सट्रीम पोजीशन से जा रहा है मीन की तरफ, मतलब t/2 से ये जा रहा है मीन की तरफ, विच इज t इज इक्वल टू 3t/2. 3t/2 नॉट 3t/4 एक्चुअली. ठीक है, लास्ट है ये 3t/4 से जा रहे कहाँ पर? 4t/4 से, मतलब एग्जैक्ट सेम पोजीशन पे जहाँ से वो शुरू हुआ है. 4t/4 को अगर हम सॉल्व करें तो ये क्या है? सिंपल t. So here you can see this is how the path we can say goes t/4 to t/2, then t/2 to 3t/4, 3t/4 then t. So this is here. If I can make this in this graph. Wait a second. Yeah, I'm unable to adjust. Okay, perfect. This is fine. Okay, here you can see. Here you can see first this is at 90 and now you know the degrees. Like you know, as a degree भी आपको if you don't know you can find the degree. This is pi by 2 or we can say we have discussed t by 4. Then it goes here and here is pi or we can say 180 because it is negative extreme position and t by 2. It goes here and in the graph this is 270 degree which is 3t by 4. 3t by 4. Okay. And here last it is 360. Here it is 2 pi or t only. 2 pi or t only. So here you can see you got this in the circle graph also. So I hope this is clear. In the next video we'll solve some of the questions and then we will start our main topic of SHM.